The first individual we're going to talk to is Ken Nazemetz. Many of you have heard Ken. He's led a number of the Zoom presentations over the last 6 weeks. Ken, are you there, sir?
Good evening, Jeff and Victory family. How are you?
Hey, doing super. The show goes on, and this is a great call. We've actually got some great numbers on the call live, so it's all good. So, Ken, let's start with, I want to do a little bit of a fireside chat discussion so that everyone can learn from you. We're going to do the same thing with TJ in just a few minutes. Your business is absolutely exploding, but first and foremost, give us your background. What is your background prior to Victory Nutrition International?
Sure, Jeff, thanks. And, I've been in healthcare for the past 20 years. And obviously during that time, I've seen massive changes, massive corrections in reimbursement strategies by insurance companies, massive disruptive changes when it comes down to the healthcare consumer. Within the last 10 years, healthcare has really become a consumer-driven market. It's a consumer-driven market. I'm also a martial artist, as you know, and I've been attracted to healthy living and kind of all the accoutrements that go with it, fitness, whole food nutrition, and of course, proper supplementation.
Super. So your business background, you're not a networker. You're a traditional business individual. Everybody doesn't know this, but you're the father of 3 children. You're happily married, a beautiful wife, Lori. So you're busy, right?
I'm very busy, Jeff. As a matter of fact, I think you and I joked about it when I was first learning about Victory Nutrition International. My first commitment to you was 15 minutes a day. I'm very, very busy. I go from 5 a.m. till 10 or 11 p.m. Every evening with work, and I really wasn't looking for additional businesses, but it found me because of the science. And you and I have talked a little bit about that, but I am a very traditional business person. I live in the traditional business realm. This really is a very new field for me in relational market selling. So I'm enjoying it.
Well, now listen, I want everyone to listen to think about what Ken's just shared. I want everyone, this is a leadership call. I want you to roll up your sleeves and really work with us here because there's some nuggets just in what Ken's already shared. A lot of times we talk about never prejudging who you share VNI with. If you were to prejudge Ken, it would have been easy to do. You'd say, all right, he's very, very successful in his traditional business, literally built the sales organization to a $500 million a year company. He also runs an established martial arts studio, teaches and trains martial arts. He's in the Martial Arts Hall of Fame. And he's got three young, precious boys that are actively involved in martial arts and baseball and drumming and a whole bunch of other activities. So if you were to prejudge, you'd say, you know what? Ken's too busy. Ken doesn't have time for Victory Nutrition International. And if you would have prejudged, that would have been a mistake. And so so it's all about relatability. When you learn about the different leaders, the men and women that are all across the U.S. and Canada with VNI, you're going to see men and women from different backgrounds. And guess what? Every single one of them is busy just like you can. So, and in fact, Ken, I know how busy you are. So what happened? So tell me, what drew you to VNI? What first captured your attention? And give everybody a little bit of an idea of what's happened in your journey over these last 2 months.
Sure. So, you and I have been friends for over a decade, and it was serendipitous that we both just connected. You shared with me the story of Victory Nutrition International, the founders, Bill and Kim Downs. And it was very serendipitous that, you and I connected when you were just taking over a leadership role at VNI. And the very first thing that attracted me to Victory Nutrition, and it's a sort of product line, Jeff, it was the science. Bottom line, the clinical validation of the finished products, as well as the studies that are showing proven results, is not only a game changer for me, but I see it as a very important piece of our organizational puzzle. Being a traditional business person, I'm always looking for those big differentiators that will take a company and pull it out of the mix and put it right in the forefront. And Victory Nutrition has several of them. V&I excites me. There's very few product service offerings that you can share with others that you know that's truly good for them, and that it's not just a niche market. It's not just for the athlete or the malnourished. It's for everyone. And V&I fits into this perfectly. And then as I learned more about the science, I said, great products. And then we started talking about the business. And that really excited me because it's the perfect way. If you think about the way V&I shares its business, it's the perfect way that people share information. If something's good for you, naturally you're going to tell somebody. And if something helps you or helps others, guess what? You're going to tell others. In just the same way, Victory Nutrition becomes an extremely attractive business vehicle. It enables everyone to benefit just by sharing experiences, by sharing knowledge and sharing the science of good health through Victory Nutrition products and really, our clinicals. I refer to www.vniscience.com all the time. Jeff, I must share it probably 3 or 4 times a day because the science really leads people to back to the products.
That's awesome, Ken. Now listen, we've shared with everyone that hasn't had a chance to plug into the Zoom presentations and meet you yet. You went manager in a partial month in August part-time. You've increased your time commitment, which you kind of touched on. You went executive manager in September. You got a lot of growth happening. You've assembled a tremendous leadership team in a short period of time. So here's the question to share with everyone. Who are, you've got, I don't want to leave anybody out, but you've got some amazing things happening with some key leaders. Who are they and what are the 2 or 3 things that you and your key leaders are doing on a consistent basis? Like I think in your organization, correct me if I'm wrong, I think there were 3 newly sponsored individuals in the last 24 hours, a couple sharing grow packs. So what is it? Who are the, if you want to do a shout out to a couple of your key leaders, I know we don't want to leave anybody out, but who would those be and what are the tips, the 2 or 3 things that you could share with the whole team that are working for you, that are helping facilitate this amazing growth?
Sure. Obviously there's leaders and there's emerging leaders, guys that are just getting they first dipped their toe in the water and now they're drinking deep from the cup, right? But Chris Walsh, Derek Hill, Joe Aiello, RJ Kreitzer, they're all extremely successful traditional business professionals. They're all busy, but they've all also embraced the idea of this whole relationship marketing and leveraging their expertise in business to bring a newfound excitement and growth strategy to the Victory Nutrition business. A couple of emerging leaders, Bear Robinson. He's somewhat of an icon in the Charlotte area for fitness, and he's fallen in love with our products, and as he shares them and shares the benefits through not only his gym but through the sponsorships of the half marathons and the runs that he does across Charlotte, he's really gonna help people take notice of the best kept secret in nutrition.
Super. Now let me last question, and we're gonna build on this. Everyone's gonna be learning from you and your leadership team as we. That's one of the things, folks, for the whole company. I want you to understand we're going to continue to put, just like tonight with Ken and the next gentleman I'm introducing in a second here. We're going to continue to put men and women that are growing their businesses. And we're gonna feature them. We're gonna celebrate their progress, and equally as important, we're gonna learn from them. And so Ken, what would last question? What would be and this ties into the couple of tips that you would give for everyone that are keys to your growth. I know what I'm observing, but I'd like you to make sure you put a spotlight on that. What are the couple of things that you would recommend, maybe to that newest partner, that newest member of the V&I family that's just launching their business, and then wrap up with kind of your vision, not just for the company but for your business as well, where you see this going from a timing perspective over the next few years.
Sure. So I think that most important is don't be afraid to share. And there's a couple of parts to that, a couple of paths. Obviously, share the science, but also share your own experience. Share the positive things that Victory Nutrition is bringing to your life and to the lives of others. I've already had several consumers who are enjoying the nutrition call me back and tell me, wow, I'm so thankful that you introduced me to this nutrition line. Don't be afraid to share. Many times I think people take the stance of, oh, he or she wouldn't be interested in this. Well, how do you know? Sometimes it's the most unlikely person who's looking for a way to get healthier, or who's looking to create an extra couple of $100 a month, or who's looking to create an entire new business line for him or herself. Don't be afraid to take that step. You had mentioned timing before, Jeff, and timing to consider Victory Nutrition International as a viable business opportunity, it really couldn't be better. When I look at healthcare, and more importantly, the health-minded consumer across not only just the United States but the world, as I said before, health has become a consumer-driven market. In that line of thinking, the testimonials that I'm getting from friends and influencers is really one of the single biggest contributors to consumers moving to a new product line or a service. Consumers are listening to other consumers. What does that all mean for us? It all means that through the power of consumer relationship marketing, what we do through word of mouth and through the science of good health, going viral through both, the digital means of the computer, but also face-to-face sharing, Victory Nutrition is in a perfect consumer space with a perfect distribution vehicle, really in the best time. Victory Nutrition, it's one of the best kept secrets. We keep saying it. My vision for the company, Victory Nutrition will be the recognized leader in the science of good health and nutrition, setting the standard by which all will be compared, member satisfaction by which all will aspire, and growth by which all will measure. Victory Nutrition will be the first choice for all who wish to find health, hope, and abundance in their lives and the lives of those that they touch. That's my vision.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Ken. Thank you for sharing. Thank you for leading by example, sharing your heart. We talk about, folks, as we're building the culture of this family, we're talking about we want missionaries, not mercenaries. We want people that are heart leaders, that want to bless others. And Ken, you're the epitome of that servant leadership. And so thank you so much for your continued leadership. And so